OnePlus 5 first impressions coming up right now. Let's go. So the OnePlus 5 was launched a little bit earlier today, and I just purchased the OnePlus 3T, which I have been loving, and I will be getting the OnePlus 5 for the channel. But what does it offer? Well, the first thing I think most people have been noticing and been trolling pretty much every post about OnePlus 5 is the fact that they copied a phone here in a dual camera setup. And, you know, it's not exactly the same looking camera, but it's very close here to the iPhone 7 Plus. So first impressions are this phone looks like a slight tweak. So if you have a OnePlus 3, I don't feel like this is going to be the worth the upgrade so far, but this still looks like it's going to be a beast. So the OnePlus 5 is going to bring a 5.5-inch optic AMOLED display, 1920 by 1080. This is a little bit of a disappointment due to the fact that all the other flagships are rocking out with pretty much 2K displays right now, but this should save you a little bit on battery life, but it looks like it's about the same panel as what we had on the OnePlus 3T, and that might be why they were able to keep the cost at under $500. So the display, still 401 pixels per inch and still pretty decent. Now the camera on the OnePlus 5 is going to be a 20 megapixel on the rear, 2160p 4K video recording camera. This is pretty phenomenal in terms of the megapixel counts. I'm gonna have to get into Studio to check it out and see how good it really is. I've seen some reviews already saying it's not the best in the world, but we're gonna have to test that for ourselves here on the channel. But overall, 20 megapixels, so the count is up. That's looking good, and we do retain 4K. So that looks pretty good so far for a budget smartphone. So the OnePlus 3T did feature a 821 CPU by Qualcomm, and also it does have 6 gigs of RAM. Well, the OnePlus 5 is going to bring 8 gigabytes of RAM on the 128 gigabyte model and 6 gigabytes of RAM on the 64 gigabyte model. These are the best processors in the business, and to get this processor with stock Android 7.1.1 Nougat, as well as no customizations or add-ons such as like the ones you see on Samsung phones or LG phones, this is going to make the OnePlus 3T just fly in speed. Alright guys, so the OnePlus 5 is going to feature a 3300 milliamp hour battery. That is down 100 milliamp hours from the OnePlus 3T, but I'm sure this is not going to affect the battery life too much, as more RAM will equal better efficiency for the smartphone, and the fact that they're keeping the 1080p AMOLED display should also help with that as well. So my first impressions are, although that this goes down a little bit in the battery department, I'm sure it's going to be about the same, and with the inclusion again of the fastest charging in the industry, dash charging, it's going to be a great feature still to have a good sized chunk battery in your OnePlus 5. So one area of the OnePlus 5 that's not really an upgrade over the 3T, and I think a lot of us were hoping to see, was water resistance. All the flagships right now that are top of the line, such as the LG G6, the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, do feature water resistance. So to see the OnePlus 3T claim itself as a flagship killer, is not the best in the world, especially if you're not going to have water resistance. Now, I'm sure a lot of us can look past that. We're not going to be dipping our phones in water, but that peace of mind of knowing if it rains or something outside and you're out and about traveling, I don't think this could be the phone to recommend to you in the OnePlus 5. So the OnePlus 5 also contains USB-C, which definitely future-proofs this Android device, Bluetooth 5.0, which is definitely not an industry standard just yet. Not everything supports Bluetooth 5.0, so if you guys are looking forward to getting, you know, a bunch of Bluetooth devices, you better make sure you check that it supports this level of Bluetooth, because this is just now becoming a thing in Bluetooth 5.0. So it's nice to see that they are bringing Bluetooth 5.0 to the OnePlus 5, but we're going to have to wait a little bit while before every device does support this 5.0 setup. Alright guys, so let's talk about the big one, price. So the OnePlus 5 is going to be priced at $479 for the 6 gigabyte of RAM edition, which is 64 gigs of storage, and the larger capacity 128 gigabyte edition will feature 8 gigs of RAM and go for $539. You can buy these now at oneplus.net or oneplus.net. I'll leave the link down below in the description area of this video. But overall, this is looking like a pretty promising phone. If you got a 3T or just purchased a 3T, definitely I don't think this is a huge leap forward for OnePlus. It's just not the same as what we've seen with the 3T, which was really where OnePlus made a name for themselves. So personally, I'm looking forward to the next OnePlus. I don't think this is a major update, but if you're just now coming for looking for a flagship phone this year that's, you know, a cheaper price point than the top level ones, this is going to be a great purchase. I think you're going to love it. Let me know your comments, thoughts, feedback down below in the comment section of this video. Are you picking one up? Did you already order one? We will have it on the channel soon, but these were just my first impressions. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.